Welcome to another new session on astrology. Today we are going to start a brand new playlist and series on astrology mathematics. What are the maths or what are the calculations involved in making birth charts and different types of mathematics. So we are going to cover all the mathematics in this specific playlist. So today being the day one, so we are going to start with the basics. Just going to touch base the basic of mathematics, which are really very much important, and really it will help you a lot to understand the astrology in and out. Now what happens is a lot of times people, astrologers, they speak a lot about zodiac sign, this zodiac, that zodiac, but the mathematics is also very important to understand the the real fundamental of how the earth really works, or how to make a horoscope. A lot of times astrologers, they don't know how to make a birth chart. So today we are going to touch base on the basics of it in two parts, and let's start this wonderful playlist, wonderful session about astrology maths. Okay, before that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe, and you can check all the different playlists under my channel. Now the first, we will try to understand this in two different parts. The first part will try to understand how the earth really functions, or how the earth really works. For in order to make any birth chart, the three primary data or details which we usually ask is the date of birth, the place of birth, and the time of birth. Date of birth, some people they know their date of birth, but date of birth is something which is, you might know your date of birth. Place of birth, of course, you know where exactly you were born, and time of birth. Now the place of birth, in terms of astrology, place of birth is also very important, and that is because the place where you were born on this planet Earth, you might have born under some longitude and latitude. Now what is longitude, what is latitude, we are going to discuss that now. Before that, this is Earth, which I have drawn over here on, as you can see on the board, and Earth has three movements. Let's understand what are the Earth's three movements. The first movement is Earth rotates. Okay. The second movement is Earth revolves around the sun, and the third movement is Earth tilts from North Pole to South Pole. That is called as the precession of equinox, which is for Anamsha. We'll discuss that in separate videos. Let's not go into advanced first. Let's try to understand the basics behind it. So three movements of Earth: rotation, revolution, and from north hemisphere to south hemisphere, tilting of Earth. Now rotation. The rotation of Earth, as we all know, Earth rotates, and one rotation is one precise day. So Earth rotates in say 24 hours approximately. Now it is not exactly 24 hours, it is 23 hours and 56 minutes, but today we'll just try to understand the basics, and we'll take approx figures in order for you to understand it very clearly and very nicely. So Earth rotates in 24 hours, which means that the speed of Earth is 15 degree per hour. And now this comes from Earth rotates 360 degree to complete one rotation in 24 hour, which means 15 degree per hour. So this is understood. This is very simple. Earth rotates 15 degree per hour, and which means that if Earth rotates at a speed of 15 degree per hour, that means 1 degree to to move 1 degree, it is simply going to take 4 minutes. So 1 degree is 4 minutes. This is the basic, the very important fundamental you have to write down in your books. Now secondly, we were discussing about the longitude and latitude that determines your place of birth, longitude and latitude coordinates. Now longitude is also very important. So longitude are the vertical lines on the planet Earth. As you can see, these lines, these are longitude, which are also known as rekhansh. That is very important to know the standard time zone of any particular country. Now every continent have their different time zones. In India, the time zone is different. In America, the standard time zone is different. That is determined by the rekhansh or the longitude. So that's very important to understand. This was the first part. Before getting into the second part of how to make ascendant and what is kundali or what are the birth charts, let's also discuss about that Earth. There are two types of theory which are involved. One is the two types of models to understand the solar system. One is the heliocentric, in which they consider sun as the center of the solar system, and then they calculate all the speeds and distances. So that is the heliocentric. The second is the geocentric, in which Earth is considered as the center, and then they calculate all the other things with regards to Earth being in the center, and that's the coordination. We'll again cover these theories in our next videos. Now let's jump into what is ascendant or what is lagna. As you can see on the screen, I have made this birth chart. You might have seen such kind of a kundali or a birth chart earlier, but what is an ascendant? Before that, before understanding the maths, let's understand ascendant is the start of your life. The time when you were born, at that time, there was a sign, a zodiac sign, which was rising on the eastern horizon with some degrees, of course. So, for example, you are, say, Taurus ascendant. So, at the time of your birth, Taurus sign was rising, and Taurus sign must have completed some part of it. So, that Taurus rising is your ascendant, rising ascendant. That's your lagna. That's the start of your life. And Taurus will come in the first place, in the first house, and then in sequence all the other zodiac signs will follow in there. Now over here, as you can see, that I have made these 12 boxes. So these 12 boxes are the 12 houses of the ascendants, or 12 houses of the birth chart to understand, and each house is of 30 degrees space. Each house constitutes to 30 degree. So to complete 12 house, it's going to take 360 degree. So it's a 360 degree house, 360 degree birth chart. And as we all know that the one zodiac sign is also of 30 degree, and to complete the entire 360 degree circle, it's going to take 24 hours for all the zodiacs to complete in. So say for example, today Aries is rising in the sun at the sunrise time, and to again to come back tomorrow Aries rising, it is going to take 24 hours time, which means that to complete a 30 degree one house, it's approximately takes 2 hours time. So 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. When I multiply 2 hours by 12, it is 24 hours. Now 2 hours per ascendant or per zodiac sign is also again approximately. Some zodiac signs are, it takes 2 hours 10 minutes, some zodiac sign take 1 hour 55 minutes. It also depends upon the location of where you are on earth. Like if you are on the right on the equator, then it's a different, the degrees will be always be different, because on equator the sunlight, the daytime and the night time is kind of equal. That's how it is equator. Now one zodiac sign is of 30 degrees and one house is also of 30 degree, and as we calculated that 1 degree it takes 4 minutes for earth to move, or for 1 degree to complete it takes 4 minutes. So for 30 degrees it is going to take 120 minutes, which is our 2 hours over here, and in 24 hours it will complete one zodiac belt of 12 hours. So that is the horoscope. One zodiac sign of 30 degree, one house will be of 30 degree. Now the second theory over here is the birth ascendant. As I said, at the time of your birth there would be some some ascendant which would be rising, and that will come in over here. So a lot of times you see say 4 here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, such numbers kind of written over here. The first number in the first house is the birth ascendant zodiac sign, which will come in over here. And the birth ascendant is usually calculated in such terminologies. First, the ascendant sign will come in, which can be from Aries to Pisces between 1 to 12, and then we have hours, which is of 30 degree, minutes, which is of 1 degree is equal to 60 seconds, and 1 second is equal to 60 vikala or 60 milliseconds. So, for example, if you say your birth ascendant, so for example today, if a baby is born today at 10 a.m. and the birth ascendant is 0, 1, 2 degree and 3 and 30 seconds, right after 4 minutes, the degrees will move to 1 degree. It will be 1 degree ahead, because 1 degree, as we have discussed, 1 degree takes 4 minutes. So right at 10:04 a.m. it will be 3 degree 30 seconds, and 4:08 a.m. it will be 4 degree 30 seconds. So it's moving at the speed of 1 degree, which is 4 minutes. So that was also again basic. Before ending this video, there would be a slight confusion related to the ascendant and the numbers. So for example, if I have written 4 over here, so what do you mean by 4? I'm going to mention this thing in my description box, that 1 is Aries. That's the first zodiac sign. The second would be Taurus. Third would be Gemini. It goes all the way to the 12th zodiac sign, which is Pisces. Okay, so you can find out this table in my description box, and you can also check what is your ascendant today. Okay, if it's say 6 in the first house, that means you are a Virgo ascendant. Your ascendant Rashi or zodiac sign will be Virgo. So just check that and comment below. Let me know what is your ascendant sign, or rising ascendant rather, we'll put that. And there would be some degrees, something like this. Your birth ascendant would be, say if it's Virgo, so it will be Virgo, and it would be say 23 degrees and 17 seconds. Okay, so that will be your birth ascendant. So comment below, let me know what is that. And I hope you have really understood the basics of ascendant and basics of how these things really work. A thumb rule, or very important, is that 1 degree is always 4 minutes, and 1 house is of 30 degrees. That is the rule. 1 zodiac sign is also of 30 degrees. That's how it takes 30 days, right, to complete each zodiac sign as per the Western astrology. And 1 degree is of 60 seconds. 1 degree is equal to 60 seconds, and 1 second is equal to 60 millisecond. This is also a very thumb rule which you can write down in your books and try to remember it, try to understand this. So I hope you really enjoyed this video, and this was the basic. If you have any questions, just comment below, let me know. We'll talk about we'll dive into how to make a birth chart and how to make chalit charts and other divisional charts in my next video. Thank you.